I hope all is well with each and every one of you. I won't be before you long. I give honor to our bishop. I give honor to the First Family. I give honor to all those of ministerial distinction. I give honor to you, the blood wash. Now that protocol has been established, I can get right into my assignment. I've been asked to give a brief exhortation on giving. If I had a title, it would be The 90. For several weeks now, we've been doing a series on giving. Various speakers have been coming forward to discuss the topic. In preparation for this topic, I had to ask myself a question. Why are finances such a challenge for many in the church? I felt like I needed to get a better understanding of why we have issues with the whole concept of tithing. I needed to get to the bottom of this Scooby-Doo mystery. When I started doing my research, I quickly discovered the problem is not with the 10, it's the 90. Most people have an issue managing the 90. So then it becomes less about the money we have, but more about management. Management is very important to God. Everyone in this room, every single believer is expected to be a good manager. In fact, management is the very first directive the Lord has given us. The effective management of resources is key to a successful life. Now, there are people who come here Sunday after Sunday complaining to God about what they don't have, praying for what it would be in their minds to be a financial miracle to get them out of a financial bind. And only God can get them out of it. There are people right now who are praying for a financial breakthrough. Yet they are making this prayer month after month. And for some people, those months turn into years, yet nothing seems to happen. They blame God for what's not happening. And then, when it doesn't happen, they say it must be his will. Tell the truth. What's interesting is that most of the issues that we're praying for financially is because we've mismanaged what we've been given. The reason why God doesn't answer that prayer for financial miracle that we've been asking for is because it doesn't require a miracle. It requires management. I got to move quickly, but I don't know if I'm not talking to anyone else, I'm talking to me. When I figured this out, when I read this and it hit me different. And I'm now starting to learn this whole, the importance of management. I want to go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 15, because you people think I make things up. So we're going to go right here. Let's go right here. And for time's sake, I'm going to read it. The Lord God took the man, Adam, and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. To work it and take care of it. To work it and take care of it. In this verse, this tells us that our first purpose is what? To manage. Saints, I don't know about you, but I had a very sobering experience when reading this. I need to make sure that I'm making the most efficient use of my money. Am I doing what I need to do with the 90? If I am, then the 10 cannot be the problem. The reason we cannot get into our next level of breakthrough is because we don't have the management skills for the next level. Once we learn how to effectively manage, then we'd be surprised about how many doors would open up for us because we would know how to handle and multiply that blessing. Mismanagement is the reason why most lottery winners go broke within the first year of winning. Imagine and really consider what I'm saying to you. You're waiting on God for your growth, but he's waiting on you to grow up. And it's all here in the Bible. So until we learn this lesson, no one, and I mean no one, can elevate. You will stay right there till you die. What if I told you your success in life is completely dependent upon your ability to manage, and I can prove it? This skill set is a kingdom principle. That means anyone who can understand its worth and apply it will be blessed. That is why you see other cultures apply this principle and they look more successful than we do. Because they understand and apply the principle, that is why they're blessed. Let's look at some definitions for management real quick. I'm going to go to Ricky Griffin, who is an expert on the idea or the whole term management. Management is a set of activities including planning and decision-making, organizing, leading, and controlling, directed at organizational resources, human, financial, physical, and information, with the aim of achieving organizational goals in an efficient and effective manner. Management is a mindset, saints. It should be applied in all phases of our life. If I had time, I'd go deeper. Second thing we want to talk about is budgeting. Budgeting and management are two different things. Budgeting is a tool of management to plan on the cost of distribution of resources. It provides boundaries to tell us what you can and cannot do fiscally. When we fail to budget, it's because we don't want to be disciplined. And when we're not disciplined, we become broke. And when we become broke, we're looking for the 90. And that's why we struggle with the 10, because we have no clue where the 90 went. We do not want to discipline our flesh because I need those Jordans. If your closet is worth more than your car, you need to look at the management of your resources. We do not want to discipline our flesh because we want that Range Rover, but you live in your mom's apartment and she's still paying the rent. We need to look at the management of our resources. We don't want to discipline our flesh because I need those red bottoms as I walk into my project apartment. We need to look at the management of our resources. I don't want to discipline my flesh because I have a 550 credit score, but I look great, but you're stuck. Saints, I got to move. Bishop's looking at me. Let's go to the book of Matthew real quick. Book of Matthew real quick. We're going to Matthew 25. Because of time purposes, I'm going to speed past this. In this is a parable, the parable of a nobleman who left some investments for his servants. The first one he gave 5 bags of gold. Second one he gave 2 bags of gold. Last one, the third one, he gave 1 bag of gold. He left for a period of time and came back and said, what happened to my investment? The first one doubled it. He went from 5 to 10. The second one doubled it. He went from 2 to 4. The third one, he buried the money. And we're going to pick it up right at verse 28. His master replied, you wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well, then, you should have put that money on deposit with the bankers so that when I return, I would have received it back with interest. So he took the bag of gold from him, need to pay attention to this, and gave it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has been given more, they will be given abundance. And whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. Now throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Saints of God, what I want us to see here is that nobleman called that last servant wicked because he didn't know how to manage resources. He wasted an opportunity. Now watch what happens. The nobleman says, take the bag of gold and give it to the one who has 10, not the one who has 2. Both of them doubled. The reason why he gave it to the man who had 10 is because he was a better what? Manager. He tells you right there in verse 29, God is saying here, I'm not wasting wealth on the one who can't handle it. It has to be given to someone who knows what to do with it. I struggle with my tithes and offerings, but once I get a better job, I promise I will tithe. Once I get this tax money, I promise I'll get back on track. Foolishness. Nonsense. If you're not doing it with a little, you're not doing it with a lot. I promise you, I wish I had more time because I would spend a little bit more time on waste, but Bishop's looking at me. We'll talk about that. Yes, sir. Think about how much money you blew in the club. Think about how much money you blew in your closet. Think about how much money you went to a restaurant you couldn't afford just to take the pics and put it on the gram. Think about how much money you wasted. We have to do a better job with our resources. Let me tell you this and I close. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is management. That is all. It is management. Take care of the 90, saints. The 10 won't be an issue. Time to give.